name is Joann. I'm going to lead you through this yoga flow at the Pearl. So with that being said, let's begin in a comfortable seat of choice, grounding down in your sit bones, allowing your palms to rest down on the knees to feel a little more grounded and rooted. And if you haven't already, just gently close your eyes or simply gaze downward past your nose. Begin to relax your shoulders, your jaw. Allow the tongue to roll away from the roof of the mouth. We'll just begin with a little bit of breath work. So breathing in through our nose, noticing that our belly begins to rise. And as we exhale through our nose, our belly softens. Again, inhaling through your nose and exhaling softly. And try that 2 more times on your own. And then on your next exhale, just going back to the natural rhythm of the breath. With your eyes closed, let's just bring our palms to heart center for a moment, setting our intention for our practice at the beautiful Pearl. And maybe you want to dedicate this practice to yourself, to a loved one. I always like to say you could even dedicate it to a family pet. And let's bring our palms to the space between our eyebrows and gently bow into each other with the greeting, Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Welcome. Let's sit up nice and tall. We'll begin with our seated postures. So just begin with some gentle shoulder rolls forward and taking some shoulder rolls back. And then allowing your fingertips to come down to the mat, sitting up nice and tall, envisioning a string from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And then on your next inhale, just tip your head over to the right side. I'm going to mirror you so I look like you. And we'll begin with some gentle head rolls. So inhaling through your nose, your head rolls back. Circular motions, exhaling chin towards your chest. And do this 2 more times on your own. And then at your own time, you can come back to center. Don't forget to relax your shoulders, tipping your head over to the opposite shoulder, and do the same rotation of inhaling and exhaling 3 times. And then when you're done, if your neck still feels a little tight, you could shake your head yes, shake your head no, looking over one shoulder and then the other. And then coming back to center for our spinal twist. So take a deep breath in, inhaling, your arms sweep up. And as you exhale, right hand comes to the left knee, opposite hand right to the back of the mat. Inhaling to lengthen, sitting up nice and tall, nice ladies. And as you exhale, twist looking over that shoulder. Staying there for 2 more breaths. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And 1 more deep breath in as you lengthen and exhale to twist. And then we'll come back to center, take a deep breath in. Inhaling, relax your shoulders. Exhaling, revolving the twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist from the abdominal area. And 2 more breaths on your own. Nice breathing. And then on our next inhale, we'll come back to center. Inhaling, arms sweep up. Maybe gaze up at the ceiling. And as you exhale, come into your first forward fold. Relax your shoulders. No tension in your neck. Maybe envisioning your forehead touching the mat one day. Take a few mindful breaths here. And then when you're ready, simply roll up the staircase of the spine. Well done. All right, let's come onto our hands and knees. Tabletop position, fingertips are wide, knees are directly underneath the hips. So we're going to begin with some gentle cat-cows. So arms stay straight as we inhale, belly drops, shoulders roll back, and gaze goes up. As you exhale, round your spine, look toward your navel into cat pose. And continue inhaling, shoulders back, gaze goes up. Exhaling to round. And maybe 1 more time on your own, inhaling. And exhaling to round, beautiful. Coming back to a neutral spine, all we're going to do is walk our hands out a few inches in front of us, curl our back toes, lift our knees, and pushing up and back into our first downward facing dog. Begin to pedal out your feet left and right, inviting one heel down and then the other. Sometimes I like to say, do you look like an inverted V? And if not, you can micro bend your knees a little bit as we look towards the front of the mat, maybe coming onto our fingertips, taking little teeny tiny steps all the way to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. And we could shake our head yes, shake our head no, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, swaying your entire upper body from side to side. And then on our next exhale, fingertips come down to the mat, slowly rolling up the staircase of the spine. The slower the better. Your head and your neck are the last to come up. Beautiful. And once you arrive at the top of the mat, you could take some shoulder rolls back and shoulder rolls forward. All right, here we go with our standing posture. So let's bring our feet together. Micro bend your knees. Inhaling, sweep your arms up. Bring your palms together, index finger up, cross over at the thumbs, and seeing if you could bring your arms right alongside your ears as you relax your shoulders. Let's take a little bit of side, back and forth, squeezing your palms together, chin away from your chest. And then on our inhale, we'll lengthen. And as we exhale, push your hips towards the right and your arms to the left. So I'm mirroring you, so I look the same. Inhaling and exhaling. Can you go to your edge? 2 more breaths here. Use your breath to guide your movements. And then we'll come back to center, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to the other side. Chin away from the chest, 2 more breaths here. Keep pushing and reaching. And then we'll come back to center, inhaling to come back up. Exhaling, we'll reverse the swan dive, leaning all the way down. Fingertips come down to the mat, leading you through a sun salutation. So inhaling, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling comes into a forward fold. Let's bring our right foot back, hands frame the front foot, rocking forward and back, warming up that hamstring. Gaze a little bit past the front of the mat, and then bringing your palms down, left foot meets the right into a quick plank position. Coming down to your knees, tops of the feet, elbows tight. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhaling to just a baby cobra as we curl our back toes, push up and back into downward facing dog. Nice breathing. Pedal out your feet. We're just here for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, looking between your hands, taking little teeny tiny steps all the way to the front of the mat, arriving in your forward fold. Going into the other side now, inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, coming into a forward fold. Left foot comes back, hands frame the front foot, rocking forward and back. Keep the breath flowing, warming up this hamstring. Right foot meets the left. Yogi's choice, either knees, chest, chin, or you could take a one-piece chaturanga. Maybe coming up higher in your cobra, or lifting your knees off the mat for upward facing dog. Curling your back toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. All right, continue to walk out that dog a little bit, looking between your hands, coming onto your fingertips, either taking steps or hops all the way to the front of the mat, however you arrive there. And at the top of the mat, you could shake your head yes, shake your head no. And once again, rolling up the staircase of the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. And at the top of the mat, if you want to, you could take some shoulder rolls back and some shoulder rolls forward. Tadasana mountain pose. Close your eyes a moment. Remember your intention, or maybe who you dedicated this class to. Inhaling, sweep your arms up, micro bend your knees. As you exhale, reverse the swan dive, come all the way down. Now we're going to come into what's called an extension squat. So picking your feet together, bend your knees, inhaling first to sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, hips going back, arms coming alongside your ears. Inhale and exhale. Can you go a little bit deeper? Can you hold it here for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1? Slowly come down. Maybe you can either just bring one hand down or come down to the mat without touching. Kind of fun. All right, how's everyone doing? Perfect. Okay, let's come into boat pose here. So we'll inhaling, bring your legs up, keep your knees bent and your arms to follow. Sitting up nice and tall, I'll count and you breathe. Inhale and exhale for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Maybe straight legs for 5 and 4 and 3. You got this. And 2 and 1. Cross at the ankles and hug your knees in towards your chest. Allowing the soles of your feet to come down to the mat. Palms facing up, rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time until your shoulders and head touches the mat. Now with your palms facing up in V formation, allow the soles of your feet to come a little bit closer towards your buttocks, maybe grazing your fingertips with your heels. And we're going to come into bridge pose. So with your palms facing down, inhaling, lift your lower back up. Shoulders remain on the mat. You want to go a little bit deeper. You can come onto your tippy toes. Any variations are welcome, even interlacing your fingers behind your back. Take a few breaths here. And then as you exhale, slowly roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. So we can hug our knees in towards our chest, holding onto the shins, releasing any tension in the lower back. And this would be a good time in class to maybe take a happy baby. Soles of the feet are shining towards the ceiling of the pearl. You might have to lift your head a moment. And now relax your shoulders, maybe swaying from side to side. Happy baby. And then on the next inhale, lift your legs up, palms facing down, using your core to slowly roll down, very, very slowly, until your heels make a connection with the mat. On our next inhale, taking your right knee in towards your chest, holding onto that shin, maybe inviting that knee into the right armpit. And we're going to prepare for a spinal twist on the mat. So crossing over your knee, looking towards the right side of the room. Spinal twist. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more breaths here. And now we'll come back to center, inhaling, bring it in towards your chest. Maybe lift your gaze, give your knee a little kiss, a little self-care, and send it away. All right, let's bring that leg down. Left knee comes in towards your chest. Maybe invite it a little closer into the left armpit. And now we'll cross it over our body for spinal twist the other way. Can you relax your shoulders, turn your gaze? As every inhale, you create space. And as you exhale, you allow your body to go a little bit deeper. Coming back to center, hug that knee in towards the chest. Don't forget to give this knee a little bit of TLC also. Nice. Exhaling, slowly come down. Palms facing up. Relax your shoulders. This is your final resting pose, Shavasana. If you haven't already, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Relax your jaw, your cheeks. Imagine that the skin right above the eyebrows are softening. Relax your shoulders, your chest, your right arm and your left arm completely relaxed. Your whole abdominal area, your hips, your right leg and your left leg completely relaxed. And finally, bring your awareness to your feet, your left foot and your right foot completely relaxed. Settling into the space. Clearing your minds of any unwanted thoughts, any to-do lists. Just be fully present in your practice. I'm going to leave you here in your final resting pose, Shavasana. You could stay as long as you need to. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.